We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. Let's go around online and do introductions. And if Jared, if you'd like to help me with names, I'd appreciate it.
And I think Jared's grabbing a microphone while he does. I'll go down the list, which should be the same as Jared's. Abba from Fountain, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, sure. Good morning. My name is Abba Dravetti. I am Deputy City Engineer of Fountain.
Okay. Allison Burns with MMT.
Hi, Allison Burns, Grants Analyst with MMT.
And I'm Dan, I apologize, I'm going to say your last name wrong. Dan Ungerleider from a Monument.
And I've got Andrew Archuleta here as well, our Assistant Public Works Director.
Great, thank you. We can skip Danelle. Todd Frisbee, I think technically you're an alternate, but do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, John. Todd Frisbee, City of Colorado Springs Traffic Engineering Division.
All right. John Hall, CDOT.
Yep, John Hall, CDOT.
All right.
Region 2 Program Engineer.
Great, thank you.
And John Leosatos, if I can jump in, Dan, we're getting just a lot of commotion on your microphone. So just a heads up if you're able to mute and then unmute as you need to. But we're just getting a lot of background. Thank you.
All right. Back to the introductions. Karen Rowe, are you here in official capacity for Manitou Springs, or is that somebody else?
Ben Schmidt is the official representative for Manitou Springs. I'm listening in case there's anything he needs to know, but I won't be voting on his behalf. Okay.
And I don't see Ben online. All right, great. Well, thanks for the introduction. Jacob Matson, MMT, as an alternate.
Jacob Matson, Planning and Operations Supervisor, Mountain Metro Transit.
Thank you. Rob Fry, Colorado Department of Transportation, and I believe you're a voting member.
Yeah, Rob Fry. I'm here with Jeff Guthrie and Scott Skinner as well.
Great. Scott Barnhart, what jurisdiction again? El Paso County. Sorry, Scott.
Scott Barnhart, El Paso County Traffic Operations Manager.
Right, and you are a voting member, so everybody is aware of that. Yes. Scott Skinner's already been introduced. Gail Cernovit, member, Colorado Springs.
Yeah, so Gail Cernovit, City Engineer and Deputy Public Works Director for the City of Colorado Springs. I am the primary voting member from the city. Todd is my alternate. I will mention just one correction. Jacob is not an alternate for Mountain Metro. Allison is the alternate to Land, who's the primary, and she is not here today. So Allison will be Mountain Metro's voting person today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Gail. I was actually looking around. I go, am I the alternate? So thank you.
No. I just want
I didn't think so.
Point of clarification. Mountain Metro is represented, though.
Yep. No, I already knew that Allison was it, so I did it in my brain and I didn't say out loud. So my apologies. Thank you for that clarification. And then our chair, Victoria of El Paso County, I think it's back to you. And if I've missed anybody, now's the time to chime in.
Okay, I hear no chiming. I will take a motion to approve the agenda unless there are changes from PPACG staff.
Victoria, this is Gail Sturdivant. I would approve the agenda as published unless the staff would like to make an amendment to it.
There is no amendments from staff.
Thank you. I will take a second.
Scott Barnhart, second.
I'm going to take Scott since he was the first one I heard. Thank you, Scott. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. We will move on to our one action item, revised CDOT 10-year plan. And I assume this is going to Rob or Shane or?
Yeah, I drew the short straw for now. I'll pull John Hall in as well. But I'll kick it off. So as everybody's well aware, we presented the 10-year plan to both TAC and CAC I believe last month, and then it went to the board, and the board voted, I believe it was 10-6, not in favor of the plan we brought forward. So we're coming back to you guys again. We made really, I'd say, one major I wouldn't say major, but one modification, and then a couple other clarification items. So the project list that's in front of you is more, I'd say 90+% the same that we showed you last time. So we're just going to focus on the changes we've made to the 10-year plan, just to keep the discussion brief, but we're happy to go over any projects that you may have questions on. So in the memo there, you will see that we have, so the change is adding $2 million in FY31 through 36 funding towards design of the Powers Boulevard and Stetson Hill Boulevard interchange preliminary design. So that $2 million came from taking $2 million away from the Colorado 105A resurfacing project from I-25 to Palmer Lake. So that's where the $2 million difference came from. I believe CDOT, and John can correct me if I'm wrong, but we feel that comfortable that we'd be able to cover that cost with other funding in the region at that time. So we still believe we'll be able to make that surface treatment project whole for Palmer Lake. So again, it's just taking $2 million in FY31 through 36 from that project that had a total project amount of $6 million, reduce it down to $4 million. Project cost is still $6 million, but we'll find a way to make up that gap. So that's the major change there. And then, Jared, I don't know if you want to scroll down just a little bit to that next table. I can explain that one, and then John can correct me if I'm wrong anywhere along the way. Project ID number 2759 in the original 10-year plan had funding in both FY27 through 30, and then again in FY31 through 36. After meeting with our executive oversight committee, they wanted some clarification, or we already presented this to you all, but they wanted some clarification on phasing and breaking out of some of these projects. So 2759 is a $10 million in FY27 through 30 to replace the US 85 bridge over I-25. That's part of the larger project of the I-25 Safety and Operational Improvements project. And then that other, if you skip down to 27593, that was part of the original 2759, and that was to, again, phase the safety and operational improvements along I-25, and that one was looking at shoulder widening and other improvements, I believe, at the, I'm drawing a blank there, John. What's the other?
Well, that is really the main body I-25 improvements,
okay.
that phase 3. So shoulder widening, is the main thing, just getting full width shoulders. There certainly would be some auxiliary lane improvements at both Circle and at Academy Boulevard, water quality improvements that would go along with it, since this is an area of environmental assessment, things like that. Also some realigning probably of Venatucci, things that have been discussed with the city that just make it all work.
All right, perfect. And then 2759.2, that was on the original list. There's no change there. We just really grouped those three projects together for clarification, to show that those are three phases for the same project, for the same mega project. So, and then if you look at the table for the revised 10-year plan, there's probably one little note to make based on Mayor Thompson's concern about the use of mobility hub. We changed that to a park and ride for the Fountain Creek, or Fountain. We changed the label of that to Fountain Park and Ride instead of Fountain Mobility Hub. So that was an easy change. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Thank you, Rob. Does anyone have questions?
Hey, good morning, Rob. My only question is, the only change for that Fountain Mobility Center is the name, right? No change in the funding, correct?
Correct, from what was approved last time. The
Okay.
original amount was 8.2 million, I believe, and we reduced it down to just 200,000, and then moved that additional funding to the two other Mountain Metro projects, north and south.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Let me just ask Mountain Metro. I know there was some talk about coordinating park and rides. Have we done that coordination? Are you okay with these locations?
I do believe we're okay with the locations. I do believe we have been coordinating, but I'm sure Jacob could step in and fill that gap.
Yes, we've been coordinating with PPSC on the locations and some of the ideas around what those mobility hubs could look like. So yes, there's been a lot of conversation with the college.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I will say, though, there is still a gap that needs to be filled with additional coordination with DTR that has not happened since our last discussion. And I think that, Jacob, you may have missed it. That's really more what our question and concern had been. It's been the coordination between Mountain Metro and DTR.
Yeah, Gail, I believe we have a meeting scheduled tomorrow afternoon to go over some of those for both the Woodman Park and Ride and the Monument. Is that correct, Scott? Park and Ride for the scope of work on those.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you. So, but I'll explain to Jacob maybe afterwards because he may have missed some of those last conversations. That's really where our disconnect has been from a Mountain Metro perspective.
Any other questions?
Mine's
Please.
more of a comment, not a question. Boy, Rob's probably, thank goodness. So, hey, Rob, I want to thank you and John and the rest of the folks in the Region 2 team for taking a step back and re-looking at this plan and looking at what some of the priorities are in the Pikes Peak region. So I appreciate the modifications. I understand you're fiscally constrained like all of us. But I think you've come up with a really good compromise on the plan, and I think it's something that I'm hoping is easy for the PPACG board to accept at their next meeting.
Thank you, Gail. I will highlight, Rob, I'm not going to beat you up anymore about PD 14. You know how we feel about it, but you also know that, as Gail said, we understand what you guys are under at Region 2, and we do really appreciate your work.
Yep, I think we're all on the same page. Thank you.
All right, if there are no other questions, then I'll pause for a second. All right, I will take a motion.
Victoria, this is Gail. I recommend to the board of directors that they approve CDOT's revised 10-year plan as presented in our packets.
Thank you, Gail. Do I have a second?
This is Scott Barnhart. I second.
Thank you, Scott. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, CDOT, that passes unanimously. Thank you for taking the time to come and present this.
Yep, thanks everyone for making room in your schedule to take another look at this and approve it. We appreciate it.
Madam Chair, this is John.
Yes, John.
So just wanted to let everybody know that the next step in the process would be on Thursday. The CAC is going to have a special virtual only meeting. And hopefully we will receive their recommendation for approval as well. There is a board workshop on Friday. And Rob, I believe Shane was scheduled to either attend in person or virtually. So if you can double check with him and make sure that someone from CDOT is at the board workshop on Friday. And then it will go to the board of directors. It is on the agenda, correct? I got a nod. It is on the agenda for the board of directors meeting Wednesday, August 13th. So again, hopefully all of you as being members of the TAC already receive the invitation or the virtual invite. So feel free to tune in to the board meeting and provide your support there if you so desire. I think that kind of covers it for the process. Happy to answer any questions, Madam Chair. Otherwise, I think we've conducted our business for the day.
Don, I do have a quick question. What time is the workshop on Friday?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Thank you. Any other questions for John? All right, hearing none, I will adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank